Good evening, YouTube. It's Thursday the 19th at 5:51 in the evening, and I'm coming to you from the happiest place on earth, the Magic Kingdom. I'm actually here tonight to be showing you all the lovely magical Christmas decorations that Disney has to offer this year. So, I want you to join me right now, and so you can come along. Let's begin. Beautiful decorations here at the Main Street train station here at Walt Disney World's Magic Kingdom. It's gonna come up closer over here. That way you can actually see the toy soldiers. This is a phenomenal tree right up here. Oh, we might be able to get a glimpse of it's coming right around here. This is what normally is for the Mickey's Very Merry Christmas Party. Oh, it looks like Santa Claus is coming to town early. Welcome to the Magic Kingdom during Christmas time. It's really amazing. I'm also going to try to see if I can get into the Emporium to see the Christmas merch that's available. Hopefully I could if there's not a long line. I can actually show you some merch. That's a nice sweater. Every year around Christmas time, Main Street's decorated with all these wreaths. Then of course you got the cast members dressed up with those Christmas outfits. It's actually, the line is not that long right now, so let's get in line now and check out the Christmas merch here at the Magic Kingdom. We'll be back. Alright. There's the holiday train. And that train set alone is $139.99 plus tax. You got these candles. They're $19.99 plus tax. These are the gingerbread ears. Let's see. Which are gonna have any price. We got these Happy Holiday shirts. They're $29.99. Oh, these are Spirit jerseys, face coverings. They got extra large, large, and medium. And they are, fortunately, I cannot see a price on them. They also got these Spirit jerseys. These Spirit jerseys, oh, I don't have no price either. Interesting. They got those long sleeve shirts. They got these flip flops, these slippers. Oh, these look cute. It's a plate to put cookies for Santa and a bottle for milk. I also have these frosted pretzels. They're $8.99 plus tax. They got these mugs. These Santa Claus hats. They're very cute. They're about $29.99 plus tax also. And this is a two-piece sleepwear. This is like a candy box. This is a countdown to Christmas. These are little kid shirts. It says Happy Holidays Walt Disney World on it. $17.99 plus tax. Then you also have outfits for the dogs. These are the collars. Then you also have these places that say ho 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 on it with Mickey Mouse. These are, I believe, they're Christmas cards. They look like. And then right over here, they got kids' jerseys. These kids, they're youth jerseys. They don't have no prices either. Interesting. Oh, I found these plushes. They're $22.99. And they got Chip and Dale. This is the cutest thing. They got a Porg. This Porg is about $19.99. What? Oh, they got Forky. Forky is also $19.99. All right, that's all the Christmas merch there is here in the Emporium. Oh, before we go, there is an apron. You got a cookie jar. I'll see you in a little bit. Oh, it feels like Christmas. Wow, this place is busy to be on a Thursday. Now, I do want to show you something else. Apparently, the ice cream parlor is still closed, and Casey's Corners is still temporarily closed for now. But let's get a close-up. This is what I took a picture of yesterday when I was here last night with my family. And I try to get up as close as possible. Hopefully, like I said, I apologize, I don't have no zoom in my GoPro. And I try to get as close as possible, so that way I can show you the projection, since there is no Christmas show going on. The projection is amazing. I'm right up here as much as I can. I just want to make sure I got close as possible. Even on this side of the castle, they have little projections, and on this side also. Fun fact though, they're normally doing the Christmas party down on Main Street, is where they usually throw snow. Doing the Christmas party down on Main Street. These wreaths look amazing. Now we're gonna go in. I want to show you something before we move on. Right over there, next to Casey's Corner, is the Crystal Palace. But Crystal Palace right now, unfortunately, is closed temporarily. Oh, Rabbit and Piglet were outside just now to meet and greet, social distancing with Igor, but they just went in. This card over here is the spring rolls, which my 14-year-old loves them. They have the house-made cheeseburger spring rolls, but unfortunately when we came yesterday they were not even open. So I don't know if they will be open during the weekend, on the weekend only, but this is the second time I don't see it open. And now we're going into Adventureland. Let's go see what other holiday decorations they have here in Adventureland. So we'll be back. This actually here is the line, believe it or not. Of course, every year that for the holidays, if anybody's familiar with the world's famous Jungle Cruise, well, this is the line for it. But during the holidays, they actually change it to Jingle Cruise. It's pretty funny because the Jingle Cruise, they actually tell like funny jokes for the holidays. So the line comes from where I just showed you, curves around here, and goes all the way down. As you can tell, they have it all set up with Christmas lights. Now, you won't be able to see it, but that's sign up there with all the Christmas lights. It says Jingle Cruise on it. It's actually located right across from the Enchanted Tiki Room. So what we're gonna do is, I'll be right back with you. Actually, before I leave for a second, I'm gonna go see that. So what I'm gonna do is, I'll be back in a second. I'm gonna show you something else. A quick thing also, right over here at the Aloha Isle Refreshments, this is where they sell the famous Dole Whip. It's $9.99 plus tax. I heard it was phenomenal. It's actually this Aloha Isle Refreshments. It's actually right across from Aladdin's Magic Carpets. But in order for you to get the Dole Whip or anything from there, you actually have to place the order on the mobile ordering app. So this way here, it's the breezeway to go from Adventureland, which is back here, into Adventureland, to Frontierland. I mean, I'm sorry about that. Then of course here, they really don't have that much decorations going on except the Country Bear Jamboree, where they have Christmas lights right on top to make it nice and pretty. The Country Bears at one point used to be, they used to have a holiday show for Mickey's Very Merry Christmas Party. But then right up there, you won't be able to see it as well. Right up there, sometimes Chip and Dale and some of the characters actually go up there and hang out. So there's one place that I want to go to that I haven't been to in a while, which I'm really excited about going into. Yesterday when we came, we did Space Mountain and Haunted Mansion, which was one of the best attractions. But before we go anywhere else, I'm gonna have to let you go for a second, and then I'll be back. Another thing also, here in Liberty Square, there's usually the Liberty Riverboat, but you won't be able to see it. Oh, you can kind of see it from here. They actually drained out the river area. And they're doing refurbishment on it. So yeah, there's a sign over here that says that Liberty Square Riverboat is currently being refitted. So now the place where I haven't been in a long time, which I'm going to take you guys to down here in a second. It's actually right across the street from the riverboat, and I'm going to show you where it's at here in a second. It's the Hall of Presidents. So I want you to come and join me and come and experience the Hall of Presidents. Ladies and gentlemen, here is the Hall of Presidents. Continuing shows.
In just a few moments, the blue curtains in front of you will be opening and you'll be able to enter the theater. For our guests traveling with wheelchairs, we ask that you make your way over to the far right-hand side of the theater entrance. That's the door where we would take you into the theater, and we do have the entire top row of the theater designed and reserved just for parties traveling with wheelchairs and scooters. Please no flash photography or video camera lighting at any time inside the theater. Out of courtesy for those around you, please silence your mobile devices before you enter the theater, and once inside you should remain quietly seated throughout the entire presentation. Some of our rows have been closed to promote physical distancing. The rows that are open have seats available in groups of 4. Present and accounted for before you enter the theater, as we cannot accommodate late arrivals once the show begins. So just be sure everybody that you want to see the show with is with you when you walk into the theater. Thank you for your cooperation.
By honoring the American presidency. It is 1783, and the smoke is clearing in the wake of the Revolutionary War. Over the course of 8 grinding years, General George Washington has led a force of shopkeepers, farmers, and Native American allies to victory over the greatest military power in the world. A new nation has been born, independent and free. The founders must form a national government. In 1787, through months of passionate debate, they create a written constitution. For the country's highest office, they imagine something new in the history of the world. A leader not born to power like a king or queen. A leader who has not seized power through conquest. A leader not separate from the people, but elected by the people, from among the people. We, the people. This is a new idea, an American idea. The idea of a president. People don't know exactly what a president will be, but there is little doubt who it will be. George Washington's stature and bearing have marked him as a leader. His integrity has made him a great one. Washington knows that many generals who have led successful revolutions make themselves dictators or kings. Instead, he steps down from power and retires to his home, Mount Vernon. The world takes note, and George Washington becomes the symbol of American ideals. In the first presidential election, it's Washington by a landslide. The only doubt seems to be his own. He writes, "Integrity and firmness is all I can promise. Integrity and firmness is exactly what we need." Everything he does as president will set a model for his successors. His final act may be the most important of all. After 2 terms, with no term limit in the Constitution and amid overwhelming support to stay in office, he steps down once again and hands power back to the people. He wants us to speak, to elect a new president. During the early years of the Republic, we choose leaders as different as Thomas Jefferson, John Adams, and Andrew Jackson. Elections are often bitter. Each president stands at that fiery intersection where personal character meets the challenges of the times. Some call the presidency a glorious burden. Jefferson calls it a splendid misery. We, the people, must choose well. We elect 15 presidents before the course of history brings us to the edge of a crisis like no other. A nation born of freedom still permits slavery. As the country pushes west, will new states be slave or free? The question produces bitter conflict. The issue rocks the election of 1860 and brings Abraham Lincoln onto the national stage. The tall, lanky, some say uncouth candidate from Illinois is a master of words at a time when speeches are printed in full for people to read. A house divided against itself cannot stand, he has said. Who died there, in words we can never forget.
"Fourscore-and-7 years ago, our fathers brought forth on this continent a new nation, conceived in liberty and dedicated to the proposition that all men are created equal. Now we are engaged in a great civil war, testing whether that nation or any nation, so conceived and so dedicated, can long endure. We are met on a great battlefield of that war. We have come to dedicate a portion of that field as a final resting place for those who here gave their lives, that that nation might live. It is altogether fitting and proper that we should do this. But in a larger sense, we cannot dedicate, we cannot consecrate, we cannot hallow this ground. The brave men, living and dead, who struggled here, have consecrated it far above our poor power to add or detract. The world will little note, nor long remember what we say here, but it can never forget what they did here. It is for us, the living, rather, to be dedicated here to the unfinished work which they who fought here have thus far so nobly advanced. It is rather for us to be here dedicated to the great task remaining before us, that from these honored dead we take increased devotion to that cause for which they gave the last full measure of devotion. That we here highly resolve that these dead shall not have died in vain, that this nation, under God, shall have a new birth of freedom, and the government of the people, by the people, for the people, shall not perish from the earth.
The blood of over 500,000 Americans is spilled in this Civil War. President Lincoln's enduring hope is to give true meaning to the sacrifices of so many, to lead us to that new birth of freedom. With the end of the war and the end of slavery, a new birth truly begins. As we roll toward the 20th century, settlers roll west on wagon wheels and railroads connect the nation coast to coast. Millions of immigrants pour in from Europe and Asia. Population doubles, our economy triples, our standing among nations rises. We need presidents who can lead both at home and abroad. At the same time, a young Theodore Roosevelt is retreating from New York politics and personal tragedy. The death of his wife and his mother on the same day in the same house. In the Badlands of North Dakota, he rethinks his life and the life of his country. He returns stronger in body and spirit. His renewed energy is just what his country needs. American industry is booming, but social tensions are rising. A progressive movement is bubbling up, pushing for change, and change is needed in the working and living conditions in cities. The gap widens between rich and poor. The demand for change grows stronger. Teddy Roosevelt is a knight on a crusade. He speaks with force and vitality in clear terms that make colorful headlines at a time when mass market newspapers have become the new media. To define his foreign policy, he borrows a phrase from an African proverb: speak softly and carry a big stick. But his greatest accomplishments are made at home. He breaks up giant monopolies, protects workers' rights, and calls for a square deal for all Americans, rich and poor, capitalist and... Ladies and gentlemen, the Presidents of the United States of America. George Washington, John Adams, Thomas Jefferson, James Madison, James Monroe, John Quincy Adams, Andrew Jackson, Martin Van Buren, William Henry Harrison, John Tyler, James K. Polk, Zachary Taylor, Millard Fillmore, Franklin Pierce, James Buchanan, Abraham Lincoln, Andrew Johnson, Ulysses S. Grant, Rutherford B. Hayes, James A. Garfield, Chester A. Arthur, Grover Cleveland, Benjamin Harrison, William McKinley, Theodore Roosevelt, William Howard Taft, Woodrow Wilson, Warren G. Harding, Calvin Coolidge, Herbert Hoover, Franklin D. Roosevelt, Harry S. Truman, Dwight D. Eisenhower, John F. Kennedy, Lyndon B. Johnson, Richard M. Nixon, Gerald R. Ford, Jimmy Carter, Ronald Reagan, George Bush, Bill Clinton, George W. Bush, Barack Obama, and now we come to the present. Once again, we place our trust in the idea of a president, as we have from the beginning.
My fellow citizens, no event could have filled me with greater anxieties than that notification on the 14th day of April, 1789, that you had selected me to lead our nation. But it was with the confidence of my fellow citizens that I took an oath. 35 simple words that have been repeated by every American president throughout history.
I, Donald John Trump, do solemnly swear that I will faithfully execute the office of President of the United States and will, to the best of my ability, preserve, protect, and defend the Constitution of the United States. So help me God. From the beginning, America has been a nation defined by its people. At our founding, it was the American people who rose up to defend our freedoms and win our independence. It is why our founders began our great Constitution with 3 very simple words: we the people. Since that moment, each generation of Americans has taken its place in the defense of our freedom, our flag, and our nation under God. These are the achievements of the American spirit, the spirit of a people who fought and died to bring the blessings of liberty to all our people. Above all, to be American is to be an optimist, to believe that we can always do better, and that the best days of our great nation are still ahead of us. It's a privilege to serve as the President of the United States, to stand here among so many great leaders of our past, and to work on behalf of the American people.
The presidency of the United States is a role unique in the world, an office entrusted to each president by us, we the people. Therein lies the genius of that new idea, now over 200 years old. A new idea.
This is Sleepy Hollow Refreshments, and this is where they have the seasonal funnel cake. We actually just had it yesterday. It was delicious. That had strawberries, whipped cream. It was pretty good. I'm going to show you a better view on the castle from this angle. This is actually the best time of the year to come, besides Halloween. Just comes Christmas time, especially if you come doing the Mickey's Very Merry Christmas Party. They have special holiday treats complimentary with the when you're for the event. They usually have cookies, hot chocolate. It's amazing. My family loves it. We really enjoy it. It's a pretty exciting time. They actually have special characters that you never see during the day. They have them doing the event. I wanted to show you one thing before I made my way back to Main Street. This is the Galactic Gateway stage area, usually before the pandemic. This is where they usually do the dance parties for the kids here in Tomorrowland. It's actually right next to Joffrey's coffee place. But now, after the pandemic, now even though they have it decorated with Christmas stuff, now it's for people to take social distancing pictures with the characters. But while then, last year and the last few years before in the past, they used to have a stage show here of Christmas. So this stage is actually right next to Joffrey's, and it's over here next to the Astral Orbiters. But like right now, what we're gonna do is we just got out of Carousel of Progress, and we're actually gonna make our way back to the front of the park. The park is gonna be closing here in another probably 45 minutes or so. So we wanna make sure we start making our way out to the front, so that we can either get the monorail or the ferry boat back to the Ticket and Transportation Center. Astral Orbiters are pretty cool. It's a pretty cool ride. I haven't been on it in a while. But the people move it right now. It's under refurbishment until later on. Most likely, probably until next year or so. This is the entrance for it right here. And it's like directly right over there is the exit to Buzz Lightyear Space Ranger Spin. It's where you come out of the gift shop. And directly right back there, you can usually meet Buzz Lightyear. That was before the pandemic, but unfortunately I believe he's not there any longer.
Don't touch it with your pinky.
Right over here is the entrance to Star Command headquarters, which is Buzz Lightyear Space Ranger Spin, and right now it's only a 10-minute wait. And over here is the launching pad here in Rocket Plaza. That's actually not open right now. I believe it's open like maybe on the weekends, but you may want to double check just to make sure. So now we're just gonna make our way back to the front to Main Street USA so we can make our way out and close out this video. This used to be, right now, this building over here used to be, first it was the original Alien Encounter, but then it became Stitch's Great Escape. Right across from it is the Monsters Inc. Laugh Floor. Right now, unfortunately, is no longer available at the moment. Hopefully it can come back soon. But it's a great view to see the Cinderella's castle from all the way over here. What we're gonna do is we're gonna go straight this way here through the, so you can go this way or this way to go back to Main Street. Either way, that is a beautiful view of Cinderella's castle. Oh, it looks amazing. They changed the projection on it. It looks amazing. I just want to show you something real quick. That area right across where all those tables are at right there, they normally that's normally like a dessert party area for wishes or for happily ever after, which used to be wishes, but now it's happily ever after. That's when the fireworks are in play. But right now, since there's no fireworks at all, that's why they don't have the dessert party right now. Oh, that's amazing. With this cool weather and Christmas music and lights and everything, it makes you really feel that it's really Christmas. That is so beautiful, the way that castle looks.
Oh, hold on, we're just gonna take a picture.
Oh, yeah. It's amazing.
Take a picture. Ma, I want the picture.
It's really amazing.
For the health and safety of everyone, face coverings must fully cover your mouth and all times, including those making photographs. The exception will be editing or drinking while stationary. Guests that do not comply will be asked to leave. Wash your hands often.
I like the statue, Mickey Mouse and Walt.
Coffee and seasoning and maintain physical distancing. Thank you for your cooperation.
You wouldn't be in bed yet, but you would have school tomorrow.
Amazing. It's a beautiful night. Breezy, kind of cool, not hot, perfect weather. Wow, the line for the Emporium is back here now. It's amazing. Especially all the cute Christmas music that's playing around here right now. It's amazing. Well, at least the line for Starbucks is not long today. It's amazing.
Always that way. Right up.
Oh, I never saw this. Oh, this is amazing. These look like hidden Mickeys. Amazing. Okay, YouTube, this actually concludes my magical visit here at Magic Kingdom. Now, if you are new to this channel, give it a thumbs up, share, subscribe, and hit that notification bell to all, so that way you can be notified every time I upload a new video. With that being said, I want to wish everyone a happy, safe holidays and a Merry Christmas to everyone. And from here, from the Magic Kingdom, I just want to say, until next time, don't be a stranger in this upside down world.